The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network. Why is your ear fold up like that? Home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Hello, my name is Ron Juckett, and you can see on your left or right the cat, Emily. And today, normally when we do a baseball game on the channel from 1985 or whatever season, we try to present some of the best pitching matchups that we can. It's always an accident. I never know when we go from one game to the next what we're going to do. Today is not one of those days. In fact, this may be the only start of Tony Mack's career. I've never heard of him before. It is the Angels and the Blue Jays, by the way. Oh, yes. Both teams are now in second place. The Angels have fallen 4 games behind Kansas City in the American League West race, while the surprising Boston Red Sox have a 2.5 game lead over the Toronto Blue Jays. They will go with who would become one of their better relievers, Tom Filer. He gets the start today. He can go 90 pitches. But this Tony Mack guy and his 1543 earned run average in real life, maybe 75. And that's pushing it. The Blue Jays don't win this. Well, you know, stranger things have happened. And if stranger things happen, then you can listen to Kate Bush run up that hill. So that's the setup for you on a Friday, this 3rd day of June, 2022. It's time for baseball on Retro Sports Network. Where am I going? There we go. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1985. Today, from Exhibition Stadium in Toronto, Ontario, it's the Toronto Blue Jays and California Angels. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so it is Tom Filer who gets the call. Well, you know, Dave, it's important to get your dose of baseball before you get your dose of pickle juice. Tom Filer somehow made 9 starts. I thought he was a reliever. I guess I'm wrong. He is 1-0 with a 1.62 ERA, making his 3rd start of the year. He has faced the Mariners twice, the last time 5 days ago, which in a 6-2 loss. He took a no decision, 6 innings, 84 pitches, 2 hits, a solo home run. He walked 4 and struck out 1. So overall, 16 2/3 for Tom, 9 hits, 3 runs all earned. The solo home run, he walked 5 and struck out 10. 29 years old, a fastball pitcher at 88, and a fly ball pitcher. Tim, wasn't Filer pretty much a reliever? I may be getting that completely wrong. And good afternoon to you and everyone not named Joe Girardi. I think they're going to name Bryce Harper the next manager of the Phillies, don't you? Here's the lineup that Filer will face. Rod Carew, how do you do? Leads off at first. Juan Beniquez in center will bat second. Rupert Jones, the DH, will go third. Reggie Jackson cleans up and right. Doug DeCinces at third will bat fifth. Brian Downing in left will go sixth. Bobby Grich at second will bat seventh. Bob Boone behind the plate goes eighth. And Dick Schofield at short will go ninth. And Tony Mack is the pitcher. He should go 75 interesting pitches. Defensively for the Blue Jays, George Bell a 5 and a 5 in left. Jesse Barfield a 5 and a 10 in the center. And Thornton is a 6 and a 3 in right. Rance Mullenix a 3 at third. Tony Fernandez an 8 at short. Damaso Garcia a 4 at second. Willie Upshaw a 6 at first. Blue Jays, by the way, have 5 lefties in the lineup against poor Mr. Mack. Hello, Steeler fan. Ernie Witt behind the plate, a 6 and a 3, and Filer a 2 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Carew at 283, 2 triples and 16 RBI. Beautiful day here in Toronto, 79 degrees, winds blowing in from left at 5. And this one starts with a high fly ball left center field. Barfield average range for a center fielder, makes the catch, 1 out. Brings up Fernandez. Oh. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Fernandez, 267, 7 homers, and 30 RBI. Tom Filer, according to the World Wide Web, pitched in 67 games in his major league career and starting 51 of them. Okay. Well, I have been corrected. Pitch to Juan. There's a fly ball to right. Thornton going back. Makes the catch, 2 out. So there's Rupert Jones. Rupert, not a great year at all. 211, 11 homers, and 40 RBI. Game 97 for the Angels. Game 98 for the Blue Jays. Pitch from Filer. Jones strikes out, and that will retire the side. No runs, no... I just saw that. The batting average here. No runs, no hits, no errors. Half an inning. It's batting practice for the Blue Jays next. I don't even have to put up the graphic for Tony Mack. He made 1 start, and it was today, July 27th, 1985. He lost. He went 2/3 of an inning and allowed 8 hits, and his earned run average of respectable 15.43. He is 24 years old. And when you're that bad, does it really matter what you throw? Here's the lineup he'll try to face. Damaso Garcia licks his chops leading off at second. Tony Fernandez is in the 2-hole. He'll play short. Rance Mullinick bats third and plays third. George Bell cleans up and left. Al Oliver, the DH, will bat 5th. Willie Upshaw first will go 6th. Ernie Witt behind the plate will go 7th. Jesse Barfield is in center. He'll go 8th. And Thornton is in right. He'll go 9th. Better than the 5-hole, Dave. Filer threw 11 pitches in his half of the first. Defensively for the Angels, Brian Downing is a 7 and a 3 in left. Juan Beniquez is a 3 and a 9 in center, and Reggie Jackson a 2 and an 8 in right. Not Strat, that's not good. Well, the 8 part's fine. Doug DeCinces a 5 at third. Schofield a 7 at short. Bobby Grich an 8 at second. Rod Carew a 4 at first. Bob Boone a 6 and an 8 behind the plate. And Mac, I wonder if that's any relation to Shane, is a 1, again, this isn't Strat, with a fielding percentage of 0. So, that's the setup for you. Garcia, 255, 4 homers, and 29 RBI. And Max starts his season with a ground ball to Schofield behind the bag over to first. And at least this part went okay. 1 out on 1 pitch. Brings up Tony Fernandez. 283, 2 homers, and 24 RBI. If you're looking in that outcome box above Tony Mac's stat line there, it looks like beer league softball with those averages. Mac winds and deals, and there's a base hit into right. Jackson will pick it up off a hop. And surprise, surprise, the Blue Jays have a base hit. Here's Rance Mullinick. Rance at 300. 6 homers and 34 RBI. I have the 85 season in Strat. I would love to look up that card. That's wow. So Fernandez not a threat to steal. Mullinick's line drive to Schofield for the 2nd out. So Schofield with a leaping catch. And there's 2 out for Bell. George at 259, 17 homers, and 66 RBI. Pitch from Mack. Bell up the middle past a diving Grich. And that's a single. Fernandez rounds second, but will hold. It's first and second, 2 out for Al Oliver at 179 since his trade from L.A. A home run and 4 RBI. Happy Friday, Big Dave. Big Dave rooting for the Jays. 56 and 41, 2.5 behind the Red Sox. Pitch to Oliver. Al, a ground ball to Grich. Bobby rifles it to first, and that will retire the side. Blue Jays strand 2, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. And Mac, just 19 pitches. Not too bad. We go into second, no score. So Tom Filer to face Jackson, DeCinces, and Downing. Reggie, 254, 19 homers, and 50 RBI. Filer winds and delivers a ground ball to first. Upshaw, 1 out. Here's Doug DeCinces. Doug at 239, 13 homers, and 51 RBI. If Pickle Rick Girl isn't on, Dave, of course, did a full game of hockey bones last night. The Isles and the Bruins. The last time I looked, it was 4-4. DeCinces into left field. Back goes Bill, way back in the corner, and it is off the wall. Bell plays it off a hop. DeCinces goes into second with his 13th double of the year. So that's the first hit for the Angels. Here's Downing. Brian at 267, 12 homers and 49 RBI. From the stretch now, Downing into center. Barfield ranges over, makes the catch. DeCinces will hold at second. 2 out for Bobby Grich. Bobby at 239, 9 homers, and 35 RBI. Filer deals. Here's a slow ground ball to Upshaw. Willie's going to underhand it to Filer, and that will retire the side. Angels get a hit, and that's it. No runs, a hit, no errors. After inning and a half, no score. So Upshaw, Witt, and Barfield, and if anybody should reach, Thornton. Willie at 263, 10 homers, and 51 RBI. Into right, Reggie, 1 out. Here's Ernie Witt. Ernie at 260, 12 homers, and 39 RBI. I honestly did not have Mac making it through the lineup once. Look at those. Pitch to Witt. Ernie into right center. Back goes Reggie, way back there, and it's 1-0 Toronto. That ball is on the football field, and the kids are going to come down out of the stands and fight for it. So Witt, his 13th of the year, and the Jays are up 1-0. So Witt cleared the wall in right center. Put that over, I think, the Angels logo, as a matter of fact, if Reggie would move out of the way. Yeah, we'll say it's the Angels logo. And it's 1-0 Toronto. Here's Barfield, Jesse at 296, 15 homers and 46 RBI. You know, here's one of those dilemma type things in a given replay, because you don't know. When someone's making their first start, you just don't know what those numbers are going to be. Is he going to give you 5? Is he going to give you 2? You know, what are you expecting from a kid that hasn't pitched before in the majors or hasn't pitched this year in the majors? Here we are on the 27th of July. What's he going to be able to give you? And on the tabletop, we know the answer is nothing. Earned run average of 15.5 and 8 hits over 2 1/3 innings. And so if you're doing a regular replay, just the, as carded or whatever, this guy's just not going to get a start. But if you're doing an as played, he gets a start, and you're sitting there and hoping that you don't have to drink too much of the Pepto. Pitch to Barfield. There's a base hit left center. Benitez throws it in the infield. Barfield's got his 20th double of the year. Lou Thornton. Okay, Lou at 273, 2 homers and 6 RBI. Not sure how much more Mac will go. but he's going to face 9 batters at least. Pitch to Thornton. Walked him. So Mac will miss with a 3-1 fastball just inside. Opening 9 for Tony. 33 pitches. An inning and a third. 4 hits. The home run to Witt and a walk. Garcia is 0 for 1. If the Angels are lucky, he might get a ground ball, get out of it, and when he does eventually get lifted, the Angels may not be too far back in this game. They could make this a game. Garcia in the left. Downing ranges over. 2 out. Barfield will tag and run on Downing's arm. Downing just throws it in the infield. So first and third, 2 out for Fernandez, who singled in the first. One of those interesting things over the course of an as-played replay of what to do when you know that the guy you're using, whether he's a fourth-line hockey player or a one-off starter, is, let's make the best of a bad situation. Pitch to a throw to first, Thornton back. So 2 out, 2 on here in the second in a 1-0 game. Toronto up. Pitch to Fernandez. Tony swings, and there's a line drive to Schofield, and that will retire the side. So again, California getting the best out of everything here. 1 run, the solo shot by Witt. 2 hits and no errors after 2. 1-0 Toronto. So you guys must have run into some of these types of, especially Tim, because he does a lot of replays. What do you do special, anything special for a guy that isn't going to do well? Here's Bob Boone, 222, 3 homers, and 19 RBI. Struck him out. Filer got him to swing and miss on a 1-2 fastball. So 1 out for Schofield. Dick at 213, 6 homers, and 30 RBI. Fly ball to right. Thornton. 2 out. So here's Rod Carew. Rod is 0 for 1. Filer, his opening 9. 33 pitches. A neat and tidy 2 2/3. A hit and 2 strikeouts. I see that RJL is doing his seasons for next year. We did 82. Enjoyed it. That was the first one of these that we did. Be curious if he does that. He also has, a couple of early 60s seasons? Yeah, hope for the best, Big Dave says, and be ready to pull him. Would Homer Bailey in 2007 count? That's the next game I'm filming in his MLB debut against the Indians. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. You don't know what you're going to, the managers don't know. Obviously, they've been called up for a reason. Not everyone can be Clay Buchholz and throw a no-hitter your second time out. So if you go over to RJL's channel, here are the 4 seasons he's looking at. 61, lots of offense there. 82, 4 good pennant races. 92, and 2011. Midday baseball. Yep. So, Blue Jay fan would like 92. So would the Braves. And, of course, the Cardinals and Rangers were classic World Series in 2011. Pitch to Carew. Struck him out. So, Filer got him to swing and miss, and that will be the top of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1-0 Jays. So, Mullenix, Bell, and Oliver. Now, if Mac retires somebody this inning, and he's on 37 pitches, he will have matched his inning total. Into right. Jackson. Crowd likes it. So does Reggie. 1 out. So he's matched his 2 1/3. Here's Bell. George singled his first time up. 1-0 Jays. Bell draws a walk. Fastball was too far in. Here's Oliver. Al is 0 for 1. Also, is there a way to have a mute button for the YouTube announcers? Oh. Yeah, the YouTube game of the week. I'll just mute it. So Bell, let's see if we can get a stolen base from him. Mack goes to the plate. Boone throws down to Schofield, and Bell is safe. That's his 14th of the year. Yonder Alonso makes me want to check my gag reflex. Tell us how you really feel, Tim. So 1 strike count to Oliver. Mack winds and deals, and there's a line drive left center. That's going to score Bell. Benitez not helping out his pitcher there. Oliver into second standing, and it's 2-0 Toronto. Guardians and Royals Wednesday. Oh, yeah, because everyone's got to have a game taken away, and it's an exclusive game. There's no local TV for it. Here's Willie Upshaw. He's 0 for 1. Scott Braun does not get a lot of good reviews either. Max pitch. Upshaw up the middle. Benitez will pick it up. Oliver, not a speed demon, comes around third to score. So that's 6 hits and 2 in the third. And it's 3-0. So I guess he gave up one more earned run. Here's Witt. Ernie homered in the second. His 13th of the year, and is driven in 40. Upshaw in first, 3-0 Jays. Bottom of the third. Witt draws the walk, and now let's see what the computer does. Here's Barfield. Jesse doubled his first time up. Mack has kind of lost the screen. And if Apple and with Apple and Peacock getting games, why do it? The Peacock game is supposed to be the Sunday morning starter. We really want 11:30 a.m. baseball on a Sunday? It was nice to see the game on NBC. I know. I mean, if the weather's nice, then you're free the rest of the day. So Upshaw in second, yeah, noon or 12:30. I think they're trying to get it so it's an exclusive enough window as possible. And of course, Apple has a doubleheader on Friday nights. Upshaw in second, Witt on first. Pitch to Barfield. Jesse hits a base hit into right field. Upshaw should round third. Reggie does have a good arm, however. And the bases are loaded for Lou Thornton. Tim is not a fan. So Thornton walked his first time up. 18th batter of the game for Mack. Tony's delivers, and there's a ground ball to Gritch. Bobby Schofield for 1. The throw to Carew, and they're going to turn it. So Mack is going to get through 3. But the Blue Jays get a couple more, and they've left on 6. We go to 4, 3-0 Toronto. Just another excuse to use Mr. Marconi's invention. The radio? I like baseball on the radio. Here's Juan Benitez. Juan is 0 for 1. And finally, as we start the fourth, a stake to a 3-0 lead. Pitch to Juan. There's a base hit into left field. Bell will throw it back in. I mean, I know that some Washington National fans, when that combo was with the team, loved the combination of Bob Carpenter and F.P. Santangelo. I was not one of them. I would take Charlie Slows and Dave Jagler on the radio 7 days out of 6. Jones struck out his first time up. And there's a fly ball, left center field. Barfield moving over. Makes the catch. Benitez goes back. Reggie's 0 for 1. Struck him out. Filer has fanned 4. Got Reggie to swing and miss on the fastball. 2 out for DeCinces. Doug doubled. Just 2 hits for California. The Jays have 7. And DeCinces draws the walk. So first and second, 2 out for Downing, who's 0 for 1. Nesson, speaking of bad television decisions, is now allowing anyone in New England, I think, to subscribe to Nesson as a streaming channel. Now, you got 2 options. If you have cable, you can obviously now stream it. But if you don't, you can pay an annual fee of $329. Pitch to Downing. Bryan flies this one into center. Barfield coming in. Makes the catch to retire the side. Angels, no runs, a hit, no errors. Go on the bottom of the 4, 3-0 Toronto. We'll finish that rant in a second. Here are the standings. The Astros have picked a terrible time to go on a losing streak. The Dodgers are now 11 up at 60-34. In the East, St. Louis 11.5 over Montreal. Mets are now 19 games out of first place. RJL is just having twitches with that. In the American League West, Kansas City by 4 over the Angels. Oakland playing 500 ball, they're 6 back. Then the White Sox, the Rangers, Seattle, and Minnesota. So now there's some separation. But man, is that ever a mediocre division. And in the East, the Red Sox have won 3 straight. They've won 8 of 10, and they now have a 2.5 game bulge over the Jays. The Yankees are 5.5 back. Earl Weaver's Orioles are 6 back, and the Tigers are 7 back. Now, when they all start playing each other again, I'd imagine that will get closer. Milwaukee and Cleveland are, well, let's just say JT Dutch isn't buying 37 subs. So let's see how long Mac goes for. His opening 18, 57 pitches, 3 innings, 7 hits, a home run to Witt, and he walked 3, and all 3 runs are earned. Garcia is 0 for 2. So for that $329 to get Nesson for a year without cable, you do get 8 Red Sox tickets. It's a great deal if you live in Boston, I suppose, depending on where the seats are. Now, for those of us who aren't going to go to Boston, the monthly fee for this extravaganza, with 220 live games a year between the Red Sox and the Bruins, is $30 a month. Who in their right mind is going to pay $30 a month for that? Pitch to Garcia. There's a ground ball to short. Schofield deep in the hole. Throws to Carew. Garcia is out. 1 out for Fernandez, who was 1 for 2. And I know, this group of you guys like sports, but would you pay $30 a month to watch your favorite team? Ground ball to first. Carew. Pass it for the 2nd out. Here's Mullenix. Mullenix is 0 for 2. There's a line drive, left center field. Mullenix is going to have 2. Beniquez plays it off the wall, throws to second, and that's Rance's 22nd double. Brings up George Bell. George stole second, walked, scored, and singled. He's 1 for 1. Popped up left side. DeCinces makes the catch. And that's the inning. After 4, No runs, a hit, no error. Jays have left on 7, but they lead 3-0. Especially since you get the MLB package for half that if you don't live in the Boston viewing area. Exactly. You can get the NHL package on ESPN Plus for $7.95 a month, plus everything else that it offers. Here's Bobby Grich. Bobby's 0 for 1. Grich, Boone, and Schofield here in the top of the 5th. Ground ball to first. Upshaw to the bag. 1 out. And for me, ESPN Plus would be fine. Hopefully Montreal won't be as bad next year as they were this year. And I'm quite happy with Marty St. Louis being the coach. And so I'll take the chance of not watching those 5 games between the Bruins and the Canadiens that I'd be blacked out for. Here's Boone. Bob is 0 for 1. He struck out. Ground ball to third. Mullenix over to Upshaw for the second out. Brings up Schofield. Dick is 0 for 1. So Filer, who can only really throw about 90 pitches, has been very economical here in the first 5. Struck him out. That's 5. And that's halfway. On a Friday afternoon, it'll be Toronto 3, California nothing. They played here, Dave, almost 13 seasons. All right, you joined us late. Here's how we got here. 3-8-0 for the Jays, 0-2-0 for the Angels. Ernie Witt, a solo shot in the second to make it 1-0. In the third, Oliver doubled home George Bell to make it 2-0. Willie Upshaw singled home Oliver to make it 3-0. Then Lou Thornton, with a double play with the bases loaded, couldn't get the Blue Jays any further. Tony Mack, making his only start of the year for the Angels, has exceeded his real-life numbers. He's thrown 4 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, all earned. The home run to Witt and walked 3. Tom Filer has done yeoman's work for Toronto. 5 innings, 2 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. As we said, 3-8-0 for the Jays. 0-2-0 for the Angels. See how far they let Mack go. Here's Oliver. Al doubled. Drove home his 5th run since the trade with the Dodgers and scored. Yeah, diehard Red Sox fans, Boston fans for sure. That's about it. Could sell the tickets and recoup the money. But again, if you live outside New England, it won't do you any good anyway. Oliver in the left center. Beniquez running back, way back there. Oliver has cleared the fence. That's a home run. And it's 4-0 Blue Jays. So Oliver, his 2nd home run since returning to the American League. And Mack just left that all out over the plate. Wind blowing out to left center at 5, and that's where Oliver found. And so that'll find the seats. You pay over $300 to watch the Steelers for 4 months, so you're guilty. Sunday ticket, right? Willie Upshaw 1 for 2. Willie has singled and driven in a run. Mack deals into right. Jackson goes back there, way back there, and now it's T-ball. That was well struck. And so it's now 5-0 on Upshaw's 11th of the year. So I'll bring up Ernie Witt, who's homered. It is 13th in the second. Now it's driven in 40. See how long they leave Tony in for. Tony stays in the game, and that's hitting to left center. Benitez rides the Schwinn. 1 out. Technically, you have Sunday ticket to go. Here's Barfield. Jesse has singled and doubled 1 for 2. Going to pop this one in the left. Downing will make the catch. And there's 2 out for Lou Thornton. Grinded into a double play his last time up. 0 for 1 with a walk. The thing is, though, you live in Texas. Well, thanks, Big Dave. You live in Texas, and so I don't know how many times the Steelers get on national TV over a given year. I can understand that. But if you lived in Pittsburgh or Wheeling or there, would you pay the $300? But you wouldn't have to, because every game would be on. 2 out to Thornton. Lou slaps that one to second. Rich over to first, and Mac, he survived 5. Not doing all that great, but he survived 5. 2 runs, 2 hits, the solo home runs from Oliver and Upshaw. We go to the 6-5, Toronto. So Filer, 67 pitches, giving me the fatigue warning. The bad thing about the Jays pen is Mr. Hankey isn't there yet. 12 outs is a lot to get. Filer needs to continue to pitch well. 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. So you pay about $30 a game. But for you, that's worth it. We can listen to the Red Sox on the radio. And obviously, Nessa doesn't carry any playoff games. Big Dave always preferred listening to the games on the radio over TV. Carew, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Yeah, the radio, yeah. Carew up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. Garcia should have had that. Here's Juan Benitez. Juan is 1 for 2. Last night, someone uploaded onto YouTube the BBC radio call of the quarterfinal at Roland Garros between Rafa Nadal and Novak Djokovic. And although it's almost impossible to get, a shot-by-shot description, Steeler fan remembers radios. They did such a good job setting the scene and telling you about what was going on that you didn't really miss the forehand to the backhand to the backhand calls that much. But you got the sense of, without being able to see the picture, Witt and Filer go out and have a few words. You were able to get the sense of, here's the pitch from Filer. Benitez, it's a ground ball to third, might be 2. Mullenix to Garcia for 1. Over to Upshaw, and they're going to turn it. So around the horn, the Blue Jays go. 2 out here in the 6th for Rupert Jones, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. So anyway, they set enough of the scene for you and let the crowd noise fill in some of the blanks so you could get a sense of the electric atmosphere that was there for those 2 Titans. And again, they did do descriptions of the points, and you could hear the racket on the ball and all that. But it was a great way to pass the time. It was, and, they described the sun setting, and so if you're familiar with that environment at all, as much as difficult as it is to do tennis on the radio, they were able to paint reasonably well a word picture. Struck him out. That's 6 for Filer. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. It was a drop third strike, by the way, and Filer got the strikeout. Bottom 6, 5-0 Toronto. So Mack somehow has faced 27 batters, 80 pitches, 5 innings, 10 hits, 3 home runs, 3 solo shots, and 3 walks. Garcia is 0 for 3. He'll stay in. Garcia hits a ground ball to Carew. Rod underhanded to Tony Mack for the first out. And they're still going to have Matt pitch to Fernandez. So, despite the fact that California is probably going to lose this game, I think Gene Mauch would be happy with what Matt gave him. Fernandez into center. Benitez rides the Schwinn. 2 out. And that'll do it. Stu Clyburn coming in. So Tony Mack went 5 2/3 innings. The Angels' chances here are low. But they're not out of it. Especially not with the Blue Jay pen. Clyburn is 29 years old. A ground ball plus pitcher, a fastball pitcher at 86. 24th appearance of the year. 5th appearance against the Blue Jays. 5 innings, 5 hits. A run it was earned. He's walked 4 and struck out 2. No record. And an earned run average of 180. He's on 4 days rest here. Got the win against the Brewers on the 23rd. 5-4. So in 2 innings, 30 pitches. Someone's having too much fun with the charge button at the stadium here. 4 hits, 2 solo home runs. Didn't walk or strike out anybody, and yet he got the win. 40 1/3 innings, 47 hits, 16 runs all earned, 5 homers, 18 walks, and 17 strikeouts. So he's now 1-0 with a save and an earned run average of 357. Real life 9-3. 6 saves. As they find the button, and an ERA of 2.09. 2 out, bottom of the 6th. Mullenix 1 for 3 with a double. Into right, that's hit hard, but Reggie comes in, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and despite being down 5 runs, a tip of the cap to Tony Mack. In his only appearance of 1985. Chances are slim, but they're still in it. Blue Jays 5, Angels nothing. So Reggie, DeCinces, and Downing. Reggie 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Filer starts the 7th. A fly ball to right. Back goes Thornton. Way back there. Reggie has found the wall. He's going to get 2. So a double to start the top of the 7th. And for Reggie, that's his 18th of the year. Here's DeCinces. Doug 1 for 2 with a double. Filer's pretty much on E. DeCinces line drive to Garcia. Damaso makes the catch. Leaps and makes a good catch. 1 out. The Reggie bar for sure. I like those. Didn't taste like hot dogs at all. Here's Brian Downing. Brian is 0 for 2. They're Goo Goo clusters. There's nothing wrong with the Goo Goo cluster. Downing into right center. Barfield goes back. Makes the catch. Reggie goes back to tag. And he's going to run, and Barfield's going to give it to him. So, Filer now at 95 pitches. He'll face Grich, who was 0 for 2, and they'll concede the run if they need to. I'm looking at my search bar, by the way. You can't see it. Today, June 3rd, is National Donut Day, and the computer is reminding me of that. Pitch to Grich. Struck him out. That's 7 for Filer. He swung on and missed. Stretch time 5-0. buy you some Timbits and some coffee. We don't have Tim Hortons around here. George Bell is 1 for 2. He has singled, scored, walked, and stolen his 14th base. Clyburn starts the 7th with a base hit into right field. Reggie throws it back in. Here's Oliver. Al, 2 for 3. He has doubled his first since coming over from L.A. and hit a solo shot, his second, and is now driven in 6. There will be a Tim Hortons in the Berea, Ohio, near the Browns practice facility soon. Woof, woof. Dave just comes here for the commercials. By the way, have you visited digitaldice.com? We've redone it. Or Dave's redone it. Up the middle. It'll be Gritch. Only throw is to first. Bill goes to second. Oliver retired. 1 out for Upshaw. Willie is 2 for 3. A solo shot is 11th. And he's driven in 53 now. A Timbit is the same as a Munchkin. Our distinguished friend from Texas. Or a donut hole, depending on what you have out there. Big Dave says in Rochester, there's a Tim Hortons and a Dunkin' on every corner. We don't have Timmy's here in Vermont. We do have Dunkin'. And I can tell you firsthand about why my wife won't let me go there anymore. Pitch to Upshaw. Struck him out. Clyburn got him looking on a full count fastball. 2 out. Here's Ernie Witt. Ernie, a solo shot, his 13th of the year. 2 out, bottom of the 7th. Okay, that's enough of that. Witt swings, fly ball to right. Jackson moves in. Reggie makes the catch, and that will retire the side. That'll do it for Filer, I would think. Although Boone is not supposed to hit well here, so we might give him Boone. Bob is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. So Filer about to throw his 100th pitch as we start the 8th. Boone into right. Thornton will make the catch. 1 out. He'll get Schofield, too, with that batting average. Schofield is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. So Filer just doing incredible work for Bobby Cox. Schofield chops 1 to first. Upshaw underhands it to Filer for the out. So 2 out. And that'll do it for Filer, because I see what Rod Carew's average is going to be. So Filer, 27 batters, 107 pitches. He's going to get a second win unless the bullpen coughs up a hairball. 7 2/3, 4 hits, no homers, no runs, a walk, and he struck out 7. So in comes Lavelle. Gary, 1-1 with 2 saves. And an earned run average of .491. He's making his 24th appearance of the year. 36 years old, an extreme ground ball pitcher. Fastball at 89. He has not faced the Angels this year. He last pitched against the Mariners 5 days ago. Hasn't had a decision in well over a month. Against the Mariners in Seattle's 6-2 win, he went 1/3 of an inning through 13 pitches, allowed a hit and a walk. So overall, 25 2/3, 23 hits, 14 runs all earned. He's not giving up a homer, so I've jinxed him there. 19 walks, 21 strikeouts. Carew 1 for 3. See if they leave him in the ballgame. He is singled and struck out. He stays in the shallow left center. Barfield runs in, makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 5-0 Toronto. So Barfield, Thornton, and Garcia to face Clyburn here in the 8th. Stu, can't imagine is any relation to Van the piano prodigy. Although Stu may have tickled an ivory or two in his time. Barfield 2 for 3. Jesse has singled and doubled. In the left field, Downing in the corner. Brian will flag it down. 1 out. So here's Lou Thornton. Lou is 0 for 2. Grounded into a double play and walked. Base hit. Punch that one into right, and Reggie will pick it up. So only Garcia is the lone Blue Jay not to reach. 5 runs, 12 hits, no errors. They've left on 8. No runs, 4 hits for the Angels, no errors, and they've left on 4. Garcia is 0 for 4. Now he's not. That's into right. That's a single. Reggie will pick it up on a hop, and the Blue Jays are cooking with gas here in the 8th. Thornton will hold. Reggie still has a good arm. Brings up Tony Fernandez, who's 1 for 4. He has singled. Boone and Clyburn get together. In the center field, Beniquez comes in and will make the catch. Thornton and Garcia go back. Lou will hold at second. 2 out for Mullenix. Rance 1 for 4. A double. There's a fly ball to left. Downing reaches. Makes the catch to retire the side. So no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. We go to the 9th. The Blue Jays trying to get a shutout and go to 57-41. They lead 5-0. So Beniquez, Jones, and Jackson do up. I bet they pinch hit for Jones. Juan is 1 for 3. He has singled and grounded into a double play. Ground ball to short. Fernandez over to Upshaw. 1 out. Tim Hortons, by the way, used to be owned by the same people who own Wendy's, which is, I think, why they still do relatively well in Ohio. But they haven't tried one here in Vermont. Rupert Jones, if he bats, is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. He will. Lavelli deals a ground ball to second. Garcia, and for the Angels, it's last chance saloon time. And it will be one Reginald Martinez Jackson, unless Gene Mark has an epiphany and pinch hits. Reggie 1 for 3. He has doubled and struck out for the 90th time of the year. So Gary Lavelle, this is not a save situation, but Tom Filer is a pretty happy camper. And if the Red Sox would lose, Toronto would be happy campers. Pitch to Reggie into left field. And the Blue Jays have their shutout on a Saturday afternoon as George Bell secures the 27th out. And the Jays win this one 5-0. 5 runs, 13 hits, no errors for Toronto. They leave on 10. No runs, 4 hits, no errors for California. They leave on 4. And we're going to give Tom Filer and his extra work the DigitalDice.com MVP. He goes to 2-0 on the replay. 7 2/3, 4 hits, a walk and 7 strikeouts. He threw 107 pitches. In the effort, Lavelli retired all 4 men he faced. Bring your ticket stub for a free small personal pizza at Pizza Pizza. There you go. Tony Mack in his only start of 1985. After this one, you might have to do a Spiders game. See, Dave, I inspire you. Mack, 5 2/3, 10 hits, 5 runs, all earned. The 3 home runs, solo shots from Oliver Upshaw and Ernie Witt. He walked 3 and has an ERA of 7.94, which is about half as... It's bad, but his real-life ERA was 15.43. So, let's do the rest of the day in baseball, shall we? The Red Sox beat the Mariners 5-4, so no ground is gained. Tim Lawler goes to 2-0. Mark Langston falls to 3-4. Phil Bradley, the starter from the All-Star game, 2 for 5, his 21st of the year, drove in 3. Atlanta beat Philly 7-4. Zane Smith, the hero for your Braves, 5-7. Charlie Hudson falls to 3-9. Fine, I'll go back and do it this way. And Dale Murphy, 2 for 3, is 26th of the year with 2 RBI. Don't forget Aunt B's Christmas special next, right here on TBS. There was a doubleheader here. San Francisco beat Pittsburgh 7-3. Dave LaPointe goes to 6-9. Larry McWilliams falls to 4-10. Poor old Johnny Ray, 2 for 4, his 5th of the year. Orel Hershiser shuts down the Dodgers 1-0. He goes to 15-5. Scott Sanderson falls to 8-4. Mike Scioscia with a triple. Goodness gracious. 1 for 3 with the triple. Doubleheader at Shea. Mets beat the Astros in the first one 2-1. Sid Fernandez 6-4. Bob Nepper 8-8. Fernandez strikes out 12. Hershiser, by the way, in that game against the Cubs, a 3-hitter, he struck out 10. In the second game of the doubleheader, the Mets swept the Astros 8-2. Latham goes to 1-0. Charlie Kerfeld falls to 0-1. And Bailey goes 2 for 4, 6th of the year, and drives in 2. So right now, the Dodgers have a larger lead than the Cardinals. Montreal beats Cincinnati 2-1. David Palmer, a 3-hitter, through 8 innings, 6-9. Tom Browning falls to 10-7. Jeff Reardon, his 24th save of the year. Oakland beat Milwaukee 5-4. Chris Cordioli goes to 11-6. Raleigh Fingers goes to 0-4. Dave Kingman, 2 for 4, his 20th of the year. Christmas in July, it's Turner. They only made 4 shows a year anyway, Tribe fan. Now the Yankees get 5 home runs, but Phil Niekro and company walk 10 batters. They pound out 18 hits in a 15-6 slaughter of the Rangers. Niekro goes to 11-7. Cook 1-3. Mattingly 4 for 5. 2 home runs and 5 RBI. Just a touch late, Mr. Howard. Detroit beats Minnesota 10-9. O'Neill 5-4. Garth Butcher falls to 6-9. Darrell Evans, both of his hits are home runs, and he drives in 4. He's hit 17. Kansas City beats Cleveland 8-3. Beckwith goes to 3-1. Jamie Easterly falls to 2-2. Jim Sundberg 1 for 3 with 2 RBI and a triple. Baltimore beats Chicago 3-2. Sammy Stewart goes to 4-2. Dan Spillner falls to 8-4. The Hall of Famer Harold Baines, 2 for 4, his 14th of the year, with a double. And last but not least, the Cardinals steal 5 bases. They beat San Diego in 10, 5-4. Thinking of you, ID. Danny Cox gets the win in 10 innings. He goes to 11-2. Goose Gossage got cooked. He's 2 and 4. Andy Van Slyke, a triple, a double, a stolen base, 4 for 5. So the standings. We only have 1 more game in July to go. Holy mackerel. The Cardinals lead the Expos by 11.5. The wheels have come off the Astros. The Dodgers are now 12.5 up. Cincinnati, who actually will do a doubleheader between the Dodgers and the Reds soon, is probably going to pass Houston soon for second place. American League East, it's Boston by 2.5 over Toronto. And in the West, Kansas City by 5 over the Angels, 6 over the Braves. So, next baseball game, Kansas City and the Tigers from the last day of July, 1985. Then next week, yeah, you can. They're on the bottom of the screen, Dave. 1985. Then next week, yeah, you can. They're on the bottom of the screen, Dave. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. 1985. the funny thing is I haven't played the Astros. Next Thursday, or next Wednesday, a doubleheader. The Dodgers and the Reds in the Twiniter from Riverfront. And then scheduled to be the White Sox and the Yankees. And that will be what we do next week. Atlanta versus Philly. No. Weirdo. That'll do it. I'm Ron Juckett. We'll probably see you Sunday for something. Not quite sure yet. Have yourself a good one, everybody. So long.